gate of jealousy. Kina'ah, so Orchot Chaim. Orchot Tzadikim, I'm sorry. Kina'ah yanaf min hakas. Envy is an offshoot of anger. It means that the envy can make anger worse. Because envy is just jealousy. So now, what's so bad about jealousy? But jealousy causes you now to act worse with the person, and it's a catalyst for anger. It's a catalyst for other bad behaviors. Okay. So he says, "Ve'en adam nimlat mimena." There's no one who could escape it. That means if you don't make an effort, then you certainly will be envious. It's a very, very natural.
Can you envy somebody who learns the Torah?
Yeah, that the Gemara says, "Kinat safrim terbe chokhmah." Being jealous of others who are more religious or doing more mitzvot increases wisdom, right? We learned the Gemara way in the beginning of Bava Batra. If you have a certain neighborhood and one school wants to open another school, even though there's another school over there, you're allowed to. Why? The Gemara says, "Kinat sufrim terbe chokhmah." There's competition between the schools now, so in the end, everybody comes smarter. Competition is good for learning, right? Obviously, we're doing it in the Shem Shamayim, right? But for physical things, it's a problem. As he says, it's natural. It's normal when you see your friend, you see your neighbor, he acquires something new, whether it be food, clothing, house, or money. What does the person say to himself? He says, "Chaveri yesh lo zeh, gam li yelikach." My friend has this, I want it also. And Shlomo Melech talks about this in Kohelet. "Ra'iti ani et kol amal kol kisharon ma'aseh ki hi kin'at ish mere'ehu." What does King Solomon say? I see all the hard work people do, all the craftsmanship I see people do. What is it? Was one man's envy of another. What at the end of the day pulled this person to do a better product than the other one? Because he was jealous. The person saw he did like that. Now, guys, we have to work harder. We have to make better. We have to make more than they make. So at the end of the day, what was the fuel? The fuel was jealousy. You tell this guy, why do you work so hard? Why did you go to school so many years to finally be able to where you are today? Because I saw this guy, I said, I have to have better. And therefore, he was willing to put his head to the grindstone, working very hard, many years, do a lot of things he didn't want to do, just for the sake of his fulfilling his desire of his jealousy. And it's normal. How much more so today? Back in the day, what somebody bought down the street, you never knew. Maybe you know what your neighbors bought. Maybe you knew what your neighbors had. You saw your neighbor's car. How would you ever see the guy 10 minutes away, what he has? You can't. So jealousy wasn't. Now jealousy is even more intense. Why? Today you see what everybody has. Today there's the social media. You could share everything online. You see how the Goyim live. You see how the Jews, the rich Jews in this area live, the rich Jews in that area live. You see how they did their wedding. They see how they did their party. You see how they did their vacation. You see how they drive their car. You see how they live in their house. What kind of house they built. All these things. It's normal. Normal doesn't mean it's good. It's okay. We have desires also for immorality, right? That doesn't mean it's okay because it's normal. It naturally comes. It doesn't mean you act upon it, right? So it's normal to have jealousy, but it doesn't mean you act upon it. You have to overcome it. But you should know, in our generation, how much more so. So much so that people don't want to be themselves. They want to be somebody else. They want to be like everybody else. So much so because of jealousy. One who is overpowered by this trait is extremely despicable. Why? It leaves a person to lust. What does it mean to lust? Lust doesn't mean... Lust is a very intense desire. Because desire for something means I could want something, but I want to do something good with it. Lust means I have a desire for it, and it's a very, very superficial, very mundane, very low-level meaning desire. I just want it because of the certain pleasure attached to it. I have a lust. Like a guy has a lust for a woman. He doesn't really love the woman. He just wants, he has a desire. He wants to fulfill it with her. And that's it. That's his connection to her. So a person can have a lust for a car, a lust for a house. Doesn't mean he wants to do something meaningful with it. He just wants to have that pleasure from it. And kina leads to a lot of lust. Right? And the Torah commands us, lo tahmod. Do not covet your wife, your friend's wife. And everything that belongs to your neighbor. The Ibn Ezra famously asked, how can the Torah command us against an emotion? Oh, it's impossible. What do you mean? I naturally feel it. Automatically it comes to me. I'm sinning every single time I feel it? What do you mean? What is this commandment? So he says that a famous mashal, he says a peasant does not desire to marry the princess. Right? The peasant, the kolchozniki. He sees the princess. What does he think?
I have no chance.
That's not for me. What do I have to look over there? Yeah, she's beautiful. Yeah, she's smart. Yeah, she's everything I want. But it's not for me. Why should I waste my time with that, right? So therefore, the guy who sees what his friend has, he has to feel the same thing. He has to have such a emunah. This is for me. That's for him. It has nothing to do with me, what he has. And therefore, what do I have to pay attention with that? What is that for? What am I... So I sit here and think 10,000 thoughts. It's going to bring it closer to me. Well, it has nothing to do with me, right? People only desire things that they think they can get. The mitzvah, lo tahmod, says that you have to trust what others have, Hashem gave them, specifically for them. And whatever you have, He's specifically for you. And imagine, you open your mailbox, it says, not Avraham, it says Shalomo. I'm going to open this mail. It says IRS. I'm going to get nervous. It says a check from work, from the business. You could see it says $10,000 inside, but it says Shalomo on it. You're going to think, maybe I should keep it for myself, It's not your name on it. You have nothing to do with this. It's not for you. What do you... Even if you go to the bank, it doesn't say your name. So you can't do nothing with this. So what are you thinking about this? So therefore, that's what a person has to remind himself. The Ibn Ezra says, his wife, his car, his house, everything he has, same way. And when he covets, what happens if you fail in the test? And you do a homid, you are coveting what your neighbor has, as who goes then he steals. As it says, Hamdu, Sadod, Vegazalu. It says in Micha, they coveted the fields and they stole them. What does that mean? It means a 3-step process. First, you have a desire. Then you try to get it. You give him an offer. No, how much for the watch? Not for sale. How much for the watch? Not for sale. No, not for sale. Take a hike. I'm not going to go find somewhere. Okay. And he still has the desire. What does he do? Time to steal. That's what happens. If you don't fulfill it the normal way and it doesn't work out, and you don't know how to fight your desires, then eventually you have to steal. You end up having to steal. It can't be that I don't have it. I have to have it no matter which way. And that's a very hard thing to do, because sometimes people become wealthy, or some people see other people become wealthy. I have to have that life too. I need it. I want it. And they have this uncontrolled desire. And what happens? They try to make it and they can't make it. It's too hard. They can't get to those levels and have those desires. So what do? They said, even if I have to steal to have that lifestyle, I will do it. I will go and play monkey business in the business in order to be able to drive that car, buy that house, wear those clothes, because that's the power of lust, that's the power of jealousy, that's the power of desire. If you don't fight it, so says Orchot Tzadikim, azu gozel, it will lead to stealing. As it says, ki ma'aseh ba'adam, ki adam asher hamdam mitgaberet bo karov la'avor al aseret dibrot. Why is coveting the last of the 10 commandments? Says the sages, because when a person has no control over lo tahmol, you don't control your desire of jealousy, you're going to go and transgress all 10 commandments. There was a story, we'll end with this, that the man who had a wicked neighbor, whose property was separated from his own by a wall. The wicked man desired the neighbor's wife and his possessions. So one Friday he heard his neighbor tell his wife, I want to go away for the day on the business. And he did. What did he do? Erev Shabbat, he broke down the wall. What did he do? So Shabbat, at night, Shabbat, he broke the wall. Then he violated the woman. So he did adultery. Then he started stealing his money. And the woman started fighting him. And he killed her. Do not murder. When he robbed and he stole what he lusted afterwards, he transgressed. Do not steal, do not covet. The next day, his father and mother rose up, reprimanded him, and he went against them and he hit them. His father and mother heard what he did, the wicked guy. He said, what are you doing? He went and he fought them also. He transgressed. Afterwards, he was brought to court. He testified falsely that those things were owed to him. He says, this guy owed me money. That's why I stole it back. Those were my pledges. I gave it to him to hold on to it. He didn't give it back to me. It's my stuff. and he swore about it. So what did he do? He transgressed, do not testify falsely, do not swear falsely. And in the end, his evil was revealed, his offense was publicized, and it ended up being that he was so shameful, he gave himself up to corruption, he denied HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he transgressed, I am Hashem your God. He became addicted to idols, he went off the derech, all because desires. Those desires, that's why Loch Tachmor is last, because if you don't fight that, it leads you to transgress all 10 commandments. Baruch Le'olam.